For as long as we've been playing video games, we've been complaining that they're broken.
You can one-shot somebody with a fucking pistol! Why is that allowed?
This is so broken! It's actually broken!
How did they think that was okay to even put it in the game? I'm so sick of this fucking company. The trash! Fix the game!
Yep, no fucking footsteps like usual. This game's fucking dog shit. And I'm gonna spit in the developers' fucking mouths. Fucking stupid.
Alright, so that last one might be going a little far, but for most of us, complaining about a game's balance has become almost a daily ritual. At its heart, balance is a question of fairness. Are the paths to victory and defeat the same for each player? Or are there shortcuts that provide unforeseen advantages to tip the scale in one direction? And from the earliest days of video games to today, these questions have formed a treacherous tightrope that developers have attempted to walk. But even before people started competing head-to-head, balance has been a subject of scrutiny for game designers. Back in the 1980s, Danielle Bunton-Berry, an early game designer, was asked how she balanced her games. She said that she would cheat and make the AI better, and then lie about it to the players who complained. While that shit might have flown back then, it couldn't today, especially with the power that social media has given consumers. Prior to the internet age, even if gamers' complaints were heard, devs had no actual means of fixing issues with their product. All they could do is privately note the criticism and attempt to release an improved sequel. But thanks to technological innovation since then, it's no longer the case. Now devs can directly engage with their communities and remedy game problems using quickly deployed patches and hotfixes.
Sweet, guys! They're hotfixing it! Cool, that's awesome and all. How did it even make it to live servers?
For competitive games that have evolved into esports, these updates have become more and more important. Not only do they help in keeping metas feeling fresh, they also help to eliminate broken strategies and mechanics that players discover over time.
There it is, yep.
Banana going for a ride on the Dindy Express. Welcome to the well.
However, in spite of all these advances, balancing remains an endless, impossible, and sometimes controversial endeavor. And with everyone happily making their grievances known online, as a developer, it's more important and difficult than ever to attempt to address players' concerns.
Well, good luck with all that.
Rainbow Six Siege is a daunting game to balance. From its fully destructible environments, to its 46 operators possessing unique abilities and a plethora of weapons, it presents its fair share of challenges, and its community is among the most outspoken.
Are you fucking kidding me? Fix your fucking game, Ubisoft! My god, dude!
To get a sense of just how difficult this whole process is, we talked to Siege's director, Leroy Athanassoff, about how Ubisoft Montreal approaches such a challenge.
We are a lot data-driven. We use the community as tools that help us to where to look at the data, because obviously there is a ton and ton of data. Every time you play, your frag, your time, your operator peak rate, weapon precision and stuff like that. So we have a bunch of data, and if you don't know what you want to look at inside, it's really difficult.
So how exactly do game developers know where to look for problems among this massive sea of data? Well, that's where you, me, and the chronic complainers of the gaming world come into play.
Using the community to look at, okay, what are the biggest issues? Okay, people complain about this stuff or this stuff. Is it true or not? Let's look at the data. So it's not like we are acting right away on the community feedback, is that we use the community feedback to focus on where we need to look at in terms of data-wise.
Yes, that's right. Even though most of us are guilty of complaining about anything and everything, our cries for nerfs can actually end up shaping the games we love as long as they're collectively loud and frequent enough. But even in cases where the data doesn't match the community's complaints, Athanassoff maintains that there's still merit to the criticism.
We had a lot of perception issue regarding glass, okay? A lot of people complain about glass, but if you look at the data, it's actually in good position. And the human brain is super funny. The way it works is that you tend to remember more often things that are frustrating. That means actually people were killing a lot of glass and didn't die that much against glass. But every time they died against glass, because it was frustrating in the sense of they didn't feel like they had the opportunity to do something, they tend to remember only those moments and actually have a sense of, no, my glass is broken, yeah, you need to fix it and stuff like that. So it's not that it's unbalanced, it is frustrating. You see what I mean?
And during the Six Invitational, Ubisoft finally revealed changes to Glaz that aim to address these frustrations without nerfing the operator entirely.
What's happening with Glaz in year 4?
He became a bit too good in close quarters. So what we've done is we've linked his IR scope to his movement. We've pushed him to be much more of a sniper role.
Whether this rework satisfies the community remains to be seen, but it's an intriguing process to see in action. But that doesn't mean that every fan complaint is legit. Sometimes people just have a hard time accepting change. Look no further than the introduction of elemental drakes in League of Legends, a change which pissed off nearly everyone when it was announced, but arguably ended up adding strategic depth to the game.
An Infernal Drake is perfect for a team that wants to split push with that Trundle, boost his stats up as well.
But every once in a while, a developer will fuck up on such a monumental scale that their abominations end up in theScore Esports Museum of Busted Shit. Behold, the amazing wonder of League of Legends 2012 off-season Black Cleaver meta. Not to be out-ridiculed, CSGO's 2015 R8 Revolver.
They increased the fucking spray.
Oh! Shit! What? 3-man collab with the Revolver!
And who could forget Blackbeard's virtually unbreakable shield from 2016?
Now we wanted to test what Tachanka's machine gun would do to it.
That just makes no fucking sense.
But on top of balancing a game's fairness and fun factor, there's another obstacle that those with esports scenes have to overcome: finding a compromise between pro and casual play. Pros aren't really playing the same game you are at home. Sure, it looks similar, but they're more skilled and coordinated than you and your 4 drunk buddies running a recruit rush ever will be.
Come on. Ready? 1, go. Nope.
Oh, shit!
And an operator like Castle, who is also primed for a rework in 2019, highlights the divide between those two player groups perfectly.
At a high level, Pro League level especially, he has some usage, like I think he's in good position, like depending on the map, depending on the strategy, you can totally play a Castle and it will be a viable option and it brings something really interesting to the team. But aside of that, for the rest of the population that is playing the game, Castle is useless.
Even though it's clear that Siege's balance leans towards a more casual audience with its consistent content flow, there are concerns that the constant additions to the roster are only creating more balancing challenges down the road.
So one of the biggest limiting factors for Siege is the constant upward momentum with operators. But we keep adding layers to the game to the point at which countering those layers becomes a bit redundant. I would like to find an even ground where we can start balancing around that even ground. I don't see that as very likely. And I believe I'm very much in the minority with the way that this works. I think most people are really okay with the content stream. I think on a casual level, it really helps the game. But yeah, no, it's always gonna drag down the esports, which isn't the end of the world for some people.
I am happy that I have nothing to do with making decisions in terms of balancing, because that seems like almost an impossible job.
But is it truly impossible? Is a perfectly balanced game really just a pipe dream?
I think like the perfect balance is a horizon, It's something that you're aiming for, and it's by aiming for it that you're constantly shifting the meta and makes the game interesting and good for everyone to enjoy. But we will never reach a point where each operator will be at the same peak rate, same win rate. It's impossible.
While the perfectly balanced game might never be made, there's no question that over the last 20 years, we've gotten a lot closer to that ideal. And as long as developers continue to collaborate with their passionate communities, our experiences of the games that we love will only continue to improve because of it. Man, balance is so important. I haven't played Overwatch in months because of goats.
There are goats in Overwatch?
No.
There's chickens in CSGO.
Matt, you are way too excited about farm animals. You know what's the worst? When people blink too much. I'm very conscious of not I'm sorry, in the history of esports, certain highlights transcend others.
Oh, that's great.
It's like strobe lights. It's very horrific.